Hey, what's going on guys? Riggs here with Tech Discovery, and this is my review of the iPhone 6s Plus 2 months later. I've been using the iPhone 6s Plus for 2 months now, and I have some positive and some negative points to share. I am an Android user and have been using many Android phones, with the Samsung Note series being my main device due to the big screen. Another reason why I have been an Android user is because I use a lot of Google services. So is the iPhone 6s Plus going to be worth it to make a switch to iOS? Well, let's find out. First of all, let's talk about the changes that are made from last year's model. This year, Apple is using the same design as last year, but it's using a 7000 series aluminum, which should be a lot stronger than the last year's model. All the button placements, like volume rocker, mute switch, headphone jack, etc., are in the same place, and the phone is still round, the same as last year's, which to me feels a bit slippery due to the round edges. It's also a little taller, thicker, wider, so be aware when you buy your new cases, because the tight cases might not fit as well due to the slight change on dimensions. Also, one other change in this year's model is the Touch ID, which is insanely fast and in some cases too fast. And what I mean by that is when you unlock your phone from a locked screen, you miss the notifications that are left when the screen has been locked. So the best way to avoid that is by just pressing the sleep and wake button on the side. Then we move at specs, where Apple has done some upgrades compared to last year's model. There is no resolution bump, which means they are still keeping a 5.5-inch screen at 1080p, which translates of 401 pixels per inch, which to me is good enough. They are using a new 64-bit A9 chip dual-core processor and 2 GB of RAM, which is twice as much compared to last year's 1 GB. All these new specs make a fluid experience and everything runs smooth. Multitasking is great and it keeps up more apps in the memory for longer. Day-to-day tasks are so snappy, and I have used the phone for 2 months now as my daily driver, and I'm really happy with the performance. App loads quicker, games load quicker and faster. Performance throughout is top-notch. Now we're going to talk about battery, which on paper it's slightly smaller than last year, with the iPhone 6s down to 1715 mAh and the iPhone 6s Plus at 2750 mAh. While the batteries are a little smaller, the battery life is not affected and it's the same, with the iPhone 6s being okay and lasting you a day, where the iPhone 6s Plus lasting you close to 2 days, which is insane. It's the best smartphone in terms of battery life, where sometimes I can leave my house in the morning knowing that my battery life will last me at least a day easy, and it still has some juice left in the evening. So overall, the 6s Plus has some killer battery life. The new iPhones have an additional feature, which is 3D Touch. Think of it as right-click for Windows PCs, which gives you shortcuts within an app, so every time you see something that you like, you can peek and pop, as Apple calls it. It's really interesting what they're going to be doing with this feature in the future, but at the moment, apart from Apple's apps, not many developers have taken the time to add this feature in the apps. I like 3D Touch, which is similar to Force Touch on Android phones and does work well also in messages, pictures, and on different apps. If an app does not support 3D Touch, the haptic engine gives you a vibrate buzz, which means it won't be doing anything. The 3D Touch updates are coming, but at the moment it's really slow. But give it another 6 months and there will be more apps that will support it. Overall, 3D Touch is cool, but it will only get better if developers support it. The next improvement is on camera, which is bumped to 12 megapixels this time from the 8 megapixels that they have been using for a couple of years now. They are using the same flash and optics, but a brand new sensor, I've used the camera a lot since I got the iPhone to test and to see how it will compare to devices and overall performance. Taking photos is super fast, responsive and very easy. If you're getting the 6S Plus, you will benefit from optical image stabilization, which will help you on cleaner photos and smoother video recording. Now jumping to 12 megapixels from 8 means that you can now record in 4K, and if you're serious about shooting in 4K, you'll be better off getting the 6S Plus due to the iOS, which will smooth your video recordings. Another thing Apple has added with their 12 megapixel camera is live photos. Live photos is enabled by default, which means that the camera records 1.5 seconds before and 1.5 seconds after the photo is being taken, and it will do this with every photo. You can also view the photo that you have taken with sound using 3D touch. This can be cool, sometimes checking what you have captured before and after the photo, but you have to remember this because at times you forget about this feature, and as you take the photo, you are putting down the phone away, it's only recording nothing. Another thing about live photos is that it takes the space of 2 photos, so keep that in mind if you buy the 16GB model with 4K capability to shoot. On the new iPhone, it just seems too small for a flagship and will run out of space really quickly. So what do I think of the new 6S model? Well, it's faster, stronger, better, and with lots of iOS 9 features, it's cleaner and lighter in the OS. It still has its limitations though, which are frustrating because Apple wants you to use their device based on what Apple thinks is important. With the help of some apps in the App Store though, it has removed some of those limitations and overall experience is good. I just feel that with Android I am a little bit more free in terms of what I can do in general, but saying that, if I had to use my iPhone as a daily driver in the future, I would not have many problems now that some of the Google services are available in the App Store. There is only one big thing. I just can't understand why so many Google apps have poor ratings in the App Store, because the Google apps work fine with me, and there shouldn't be this hate between Android and iOS. In the end, competition is good because it gives us the option of selecting what is the best out of the 2 operating systems. Is it worth upgrading to the 6S from last year's model? Well, that depends on you and what is important to you. Camera update is really nice, faster processor, twice as much RAM, and overall experience is fluid. Although I upgrade my phone very often, sometimes less than a year, it does not make the iPhone 6 a bad phone to keep for another year. Keep in mind that flagship phones are now very expensive, and keeping up with the latest every year can cost you a lot. I would upgrade every year, but that's just me being a nerd and wanting the latest and the greatest. But that doesn't mean the older phones will become unusable. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and also subscribe. Also check us out on social media so you can find us there as well. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.